Hi guys and welcome. We are at a slightly different location. We're trying out this new spot in my house to see how this works. So far I like it better, but let's see how it goes with the actual video. So today what we're going to take a look at is it's still Venus retrograde. We are now in the pre-shadow period for Mercury retrograde, and I'm sure things are just starting to look a little just weird overall for everybody right now. So, we are doing a what is going on in this situation. This, being that it is Venus retrograde and being that everyone loves a good love reading, this can be romantic love. It does not necessarily have to be. Unless it clearly shows me that it's not romantic love, however, we're going to go with that. But you don't have to come here asking for that. You can be coming over here asking about a familial situation, a work situation, a friendship, what have you. Make whatever jargon I use fit for the kind of situation that you are asking about, unless the reading is really just can't be stretched to that limit. So we are going to be looking at, first we're going to see how you are perceiving the situation. We're going to use that as a little bit of an energy check. And then we're going to see what is actually going on. And then we'll take a look at these cards down here for your oracle messages and advice. I want to say most of these piles got 5 to 6 cards ended up with for oracle messages alone. So that's going to be really cool to see. And let's go ahead and get started. So pile 1, you are going to be this piece of citrine, and this card, number 36, cross. And we'll be using this actual card in your perception reading. Pile 2, you're going to be this piece of amethyst, and anchor. Pile 3, you're going to be this piece of black tourmaline, this huge chunk. This is probably one of the most impressive pieces in general that I have in my collection. And a little bit of it came off onto this. Interesting. You are also going to be this ship card. Card number 3. Alright, go ahead and take a second to figure out which one resonates with you. You can use the number on the card, you can use the image on the card, the word, the stone, or you could even use the timestamp. And I will see you there. Hi Pile 1, so if you resonated with the Citrine, card number 36, cross, or whatever timestamp this landed on, then this is your pile. So one of the things that first came to mind when I was kind of showing you your crystal and everything, so citrine is a piece that is about courage. It is, well, carnelian's more about courage, but I also associate citrine with courage. It's not like courage, like, carnelian is courage, like, I'm going to go take on this challenge. Citrine is courage in terms of self-confidence. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be authentic. It could be creativity. The other thing that came to mind with this cross card, especially this card representing you, this card normally does mean burdens and trauma, and that's usually exactly how I read this card. However, this time when I'm looking at this card, she almost looks happy to leave behind her trauma. That could be where you are mentally right now. It doesn't have to be. But this card is going to represent you right now. And we are going to shuffle to see how exactly you are perceiving the situation. But yeah, you could be recently coming out of a dark night of the soul. You could have recently had an awakening. You could have been doing your shadow work a lot lately, especially in terms of childhood, because this card specifically talks about like regrets in her childhood. I just heard or Dorothy with her red shoes, and it made me think of how like Wizard of Oz could be important to you. But it also made me specifically think about how um, throughout the entire movie, Dorothy is seemingly feeling trapped by this idea and this feeling that she is a child and she is essentially helpless. And she basically learns, I mean, her friends definitely help her out, but she basically learns that she's not as helpless as she thought. The power was always inside of her. This could have been something you recently came to the realization of. It doesn't have to be, but that's just you. That's where you specifically are right now. So let's go ahead and see how you are perceiving the situation going on with whoever is on your mind. Okay. How is pile one perceiving their situation, Spirit? And the reason I do this, especially if you're sitting there like, true cat, I know how I'm perceiving things. It's an energy check. It's an energy check, and then it's also like, if you're kind of in two minds, like if you keep going back and forth, which is common when you feel like you don't know what's going on, then this can help you kind of like get towards what it is you actually think when you're not being moved this way or that by outside opinions or fears. Basically, this is what you actually think. What does pile one think is going on, Spirit? Okay. We're going to take the ones that fell right on the gentleman. Oh boy. Okay, normally I take 3 cards when I do this part, but we're going to take all 4. Okay. So just based on the energy that I'm reading, my initial guess is going to be that you are a feminine or you identify as a feminine. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in a feminine body. It just means that you gear more towards intuitive energy, feeling comfortable with your emotions, being more playful, less logical, less, I heard practical, even though that does not necessarily have to mean, even though practical does not necessarily have to mean masculine energy, but maybe you are someone who is less practical. You are, I might even suggest that you do embody more of a childlike feminine energy, which that's not bad. And also just friendly reminder that you need to be 18 plus if you're watching this. So if you're not, please scoot until you are. But you could be an adult and fully embody a more childlike energy, right? So the way I feel like you are interpreting the situation, so if you're a feminine energy, I feel like you're observing a situation that you are not actually participating in. Like, I feel like you as a feminine, you are observing a masculine. This is the gentleman in his prince form. So this could be a masculine who is better off than you financially. This could be a masculine who is in a position of superiority over you. He could be older than you. He could simply feel older than you. And again, I'm just using he, she pronouns. I'm not reflecting physical sex when I use those pronouns. I'm referring to the energy. Okay. Um, hmm. I feel like you are observing someone who also doesn't know what the hell is going on, to be honest. Um, this card representing you, she looks so much more unburdened, and he kind of looks confused to me, to be very honest with you. Like, he looks a little, I don't know, confused or like just not feeling totally confident. Um, so you're kind of an outsider in this situation. And if you're not an outsider in the situation that you are asking about, go ahead and go to a different pile because this isn't your pile. This is definitely one where you are not directly involved in the situation, but you're still concerned about it and you're still confused about it. So, um, also significant numbers, we have 36, we have 28, we have 26, we have 20, and we have 7. So your perception on the situation is basically that you feel like there's a lot of you're observing a situation that feels political, for lack of better terms. Like, there's just a lot of like secrets and intrigue with the book there. Garden usually refers to friends or like a closely knit group of people. So they don't have to be friends, but they could be coworkers who work together a lot. They could be people in some other type of group that work together a lot. They could be a family. Um, the image on the garden card is making me feel like there is a certain level of enmeshment too. Like, this is a group of people that, for better or worse, whether they would like it or not, they are very involved with each other. The other thing that is going to be an indicator of whether or not this is your group is there is someone in this group that you think cannot be trusted, and that is the snake here, right? These cards being upside down is not an indication of reversal of energy. Not with this deck anyway. This deck, when the card, where the cards face, kind of shows where the energy is flowing more than anything else. So you're observing this situation. This could have been a situation that maybe you were at one point much more involved in, but you have recently walked away from it. Um, and yeah, you feel like there's all these secrets and intrigue. You might even feel like you know a lot of the secrets. Like, you might feel like you know many of the secrets, or you might be worried about secrets of yours that are involved in this group of people because you don't trust someone, which is the reason you probably walked away. One of the things that's also sticking out to me is how his background in, I almost said her when I referred to the snake, so this could be a feminine that you don't trust. Doesn't have to be. But one of the things that's sticking out to me is how much his background and the snake's background, they're similar in terms of coloring, but they have different patterns. Okay, this one has more of a pattern that reminds me of flowers and bouquets. And this one has a pattern that reminds me more of, let's just turn it upwards for a second, leaves and grass. You might feel like these two people are very similar on a surface level. That could be something else that's going on here. This could also be a situation where, like, you could feel like this masculine that you are observing is also kind of on the outside. Like, let's say, for example, like this group, like, if you're like 20 feet outside of this group, this masculine is possibly 10 or 15 or 5. Like, he is definitely outside of all of this, but not as much as you. And it's because he's still trying to be part of this and you walked away. You may also feel as though he's attempting to offer this cup, which could be affection, it could be a job offer. Well, cups are honestly usually emotions and affection. And he is the prince. So you could feel that he is trying to offer that cup to this person, but he just can't get to that person. And you see that they're untrustworthy. So this is all like how you are perceiving the situation, pile one. If this sounds like you, if this sounds like a situation that you are concerned about and you have been trying to get information about, then go ahead and stick around. This is in fact your pile. Okay. So that is the situation that's how you're perceiving it. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot. Also, I want to note that my sage stopped burning a while before we even started this reading. I'm going to relight it for the other readings, but yeah, it definitely like stopped burning after, like not after, but before I even started this reading. So that kind of indicates to me that while you are concerned about the situation, while you're curious about the situation, it's not disturbing you. It's not causing you grief, right? So what is actually going on in pile one's situation? What is actually going on in pile one's situation, Spirit? We have the Three of Swords in the reverse. What's actually going on in pile one's situation? My cards always flying everywhere, making me have to go chase after that. I'm gonna get like one of those grabbers. Make my life Death in the reverse. And we'll get into the numbers and signs here in a second. What is actually going on in pile one's situation? What is actually going on in pile one's situation? King of Cups. Honestly, so far none of these cards entirely surprised me. Woo! What was that? Magician in reverse. Mars might be, Mars being in Virgo right now could be significant for you, or Mars could be important in your chart. Or maybe you really need to look at Mars in your chart in terms of how you take action. Maybe you need to reevaluate how you take action. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Also, I will never figure out why this thing moves so hard. Why is the Three of Swords here, Spirit? Or actually, no, we'll get to that part in a second. Bottom of the deck energy is the Ten of Swords, though. So that is the end of a difficult situation, which is what I was talking about earlier. Okay. So yeah, you are... So for significant numbers, we have 13 with the Death card. We have 1 with the Magician. We have Libra, Scorpio, Scorpio again, Libra again, Aries, and Capricorn. So Scorpio and Libra are very important in this reading. Those could be significant placements of yours. They do not have to be. Alrighty. So you did go through a heartbreak. You definitely went through a heartbreak. But you, with the Death being in reverse, I would say if you're whoever your feelings had to do with, you really haven't let those feelings die. You went through a heartbreak, you really didn't let those feelings die, or you didn't really let that heartbreak change you. You're still in a place of having a lot of love for another person and wanting to offer that love. We have the King of Cups here, which is almost the equivalent of that Prince card. You have a lot of love, but you are not taking action. You're not taking action. You possibly even feel powerless in this situation. But with Four Pentacles in reverse, that tells me that you are trying to find different ways to use your energy. And that's not entirely a bad thing. These cards are not entirely bad. The Temperance card isn't here, but I see you balancing, kind of. You're trying to find a balance with what to do with your energy and what to do with your resources. Feeling kind of powerless, but what's super interesting to me is the Death in reverse coming out next to the King of Cups, and the fact that we do have Ten of Swords here, which is, by the way, Ten of Swords, that's also Gemini energy. Okay. So that could be why you need to take a look at your Mars placement. Mars is the planet of action, passion. It's how we fight, and it's also how we seduce. Okay? It's also what spice is our favorite. That's how I'm gonna put that. Okay? So that's what's going on with you in actuality. Since the situation was one that you really weren't directly involved in, Yeah, this is what's going on with you. Okay. Spirit, what is actually going on with the situation? What is actually going on with the situation? Ten of Pentacles. Queen of Wands in reverse, and I feel like the Two of Wands fell out on top of it in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse. That's where that lack of balance is coming in. What's actually going on in that situation, Spirit? Six of Wands. And Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Bottom of the deck energy. Nine of Cups. So no major arcana for this part. We have Virgo energy, Aries energy, and Aries energy again. Pisces energy, Capricorn energy again. Leo energy, Taurus energy, and a little bit more Pisces energy. Aries is definitely like a very expressive energy for what's going on here. Or again, the idea of Mars. Maybe you want to take action, or you're questioning whether or not you should stayed away from the situation. With the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I kind of feel like, let me just show it to you too, since the camera isn't very wide. So with the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you're trying to manifest something. I kind of feel like you want this situation to figure itself out. I feel like you honestly feel it is the best thing for you to just kind of stay out of it and figure the situation out, let the situation figure itself out. Because we have the Ten of Pentacles here, which is a happy family or happy home life. And next to it, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse with the Two of Wands in the reverse. Okay, I feel like this is what didn't transform. This is what did not transform. You currently feel no more ready for the situation that you are manifesting than you did before, which is part of why you walked away from it. With Two of Pentacles in the reverse, you are trying to figure out how to balance. You're trying to figure out how to balance. The situation looks very out of balance. And I mean, we did see that with the other cards, that there seems to be like someone who is in a power dynamic who is a bit of a snake, which is going to ultimately cause a bit of imbalance. With Lilith here representing the Queen of Wands in reverse, you could feel that the snake person is a little bit of a seducer or seductress, or they use their Mars energy in a harmful way. It could make you afraid of your own Mars energy. Like if you're a feminine and the snake person's a feminine, you could just be observing someone who uses their Mars energy in a way that is manipulative, And it's making you not want to use your own Mars energy. Like it's making you want to stay away from it. But in the end, your Mars energy is the place where you draw power from. Just because someone else abuses the power of their Mars energy doesn't mean you're going to. I do see with the Six of Wands here, there's going to be some kind of victory in this situation. And with the person here, how they're casting a circle and trapping the golem, it kind of does make me feel like the fact that you're manifesting this situation to turn out a specific way, it kind of makes me feel like your manifestation, you're going to get what you want, where things turn out where like all this intrigue goes away if that's what you're wanting, or however you want that situation to manifest. I see you getting your wish without really doing too much work yourself. Yeah, especially with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse here. You are not to worry about this situation. You are not to do work for this situation. You are to be removed from it and just, keep asking the universe to allow the situation to unfold in such a way that it is the best for everyone involved. As little harm as possible comes to everyone involved. So, yeah, go ahead and continue being away from that situation. Go ahead and continue keeping yourself busy doing other things, finding other things to do with your energy, learning how to rebalance your own energy. And just remind the universe every now and then that there's maybe certain people in that situation that you care about and you want their best interest to be looked after. You can ask your spirit guides to look after someone a little bit if you want. But for the most part, you are not to take action in that particular situation. You are to observe. So let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards and see what you got. You got 5 cards. So we have aloe vera, soothe. Yeah, that makes sense. We have chili pepper, ferocity. Oh, the spicy cards. We have card number 18, stillness. I allow stillness to heal and reveal. We have card number 7, connection. We are all connected. Also, wow, she has, okay, those are all air signs. So Libra again, Gemini, and Aquarius. Also, because Libra keeps popping up, and this is card number 7, and it even says connection, so this could be something to do with a relationship, someone you do romantically love. And number 9, dance. Let your body move. I feel like between all the air energy here and the owls and the fact that she's like up in a tree, birds and owls could be significant for you in terms of like getting messages about the situation, checking on it. But for the most part, you're not to worry about it. You are to worry about you. I find it interesting here that we got both soothe and ferocity. I feel like those are 2 very distinct energies, but then at the same time, ferocity, that's once again, that's your Mars energy. That's how you fight, it's how you seduce, it's what you enjoy in terms of spicy things. I feel like a good way to help heal your relationship to your own Mars energy, especially if you're observing someone else abuse it and you're kind of like, nah, is get to know yourself in that way and get to know like your body in that way. And like if dancing, for example, like makes you, well, we have dance, but like, so if dancing, for example, makes you feel more in your body, makes you feel more sensual, makes you feel good about yourself, like do it. Your focus right now is healing yourself and feeling better about yourself. That is what Spirit wants you to focus on while that situation works itself out. Okay? Trusting, I feel like trusting is a major thing here. And then again, with stillness, I allow stillness to heal and reveal. You will be able to watch how this plays out. But yeah, Spirit wants you to focus in on connection, especially, again, Libra coming up a lot, number 7 coming up a little bit. Maybe get to know that portion of your chart as well. So get to know the Mars portions of your chart, get to know the 7th house portion of your chart, and love on yourself in that way. Allow that kind of knowledge about yourself to heal you. And dancing, Spirit really wants you to shake it out. And again, with soothe, focus on your own healing. And honestly, focusing on ourselves, focusing on our own self-love, focusing on our confidence, pouring all that love into ourselves instead of somebody else. That's one of the best ways that we can heal, is to pour love into ourselves, to pour compassion into ourselves, to not get involved in situations that do nothing but drain us of our energy. So yes, the only other thing that we're going to do if you want a message from the person that you are concerned about, go ahead and stick around for this part. If you do not want a message, be good, be safe, and I will see you another day. All right. So, Spirit, can we have a message to pile 1 from pile 1's person? Spirit, can we have messages to pile 1 from pile 1's person? Messages, okay. I need to focus on my healing. Yeah, so your person's focusing on their healing. You need to also focus on your healing. I think that's good. That's nice. If you feel like you mirror this person a lot, that's good. Mirroring energy, right? And you'll ultimately end up attracting people to you who are either already healed or in the middle of their healing. Like, you're not really going to magnetize people to you as much who don't want to heal. Okay? Any other messages to pile 1 from pile 1's person? Oh, okay. Of course, you flew off the table. You're allowed to do that, I suppose. I'm sorry. That makes me want another message, honestly. Messages from pile 1's person to pile 1, please. I want to tell you so much. And I just heard in time. But be patient. Spirit wants you to be patient and focus on your own healing, doing what you need to do to get to know yourself better, to feel more confident in yourself. And the more confident we feel in ourselves, the less likely we are to sabotage connections. But let this situation play itself out. and you focus on you. Your healing, your confidence, your sensuality, your sacral chakra. That's what we need to focus on. All right, pile one. I hope this was helpful to you today. Thank you for coming to your reading. If you want to click on over to another reading, go ahead and do that. But other than that, I will see you again soon. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye. Hi, pile two, and welcome to your reading. If you resonated with the Amethyst, the Anchor card, the number 35, or the timestamp, or whatever, this is your reading. So, when I was showing the Amethyst and your card, a couple of things came to mind. First of all, it's been years since I've seen Moana, so like bear with me, but the Shiny song from Moana, I thought about that for a second. That's probably the last song from that movie that I ever would think of. So that song or that scene or that movie could be significant to you. I did think of The Little Mermaid, so that could be significant to you. It could be part of why you picked that card. This card is actually from Little Mermaid. So that could be a thing. And then I had one other notion while I was kind of showing off your stuff, but I'm gonna wait to kind of see what the cards reveal a little bit before I get into that. But yeah, so with the Anchor card is about stability and someone who is seeking a level of stability and the understanding that in order to receive love, they have to meet the other person part way, especially if they're different. And also understanding that love requires stability, healthy love at least. So maybe you're in a place where you're learning lessons about love, you're having an aha moment about love, or maybe you're just taking a closer look at the ways that you self-sabotage, or maybe you've been taking a closer look, or just reflecting in general in terms of your behavior and love and what you could do better. The amethyst is also about addictions. The amethyst crystal is generally used to help people who have addictions. It's also good for people who struggle with depression, people who feel like very strongly about the amethyst's power. Sometimes will carry amethyst in their pocket when they go drinking or go party, and it's believed that it will help them to become less drunk. So yeah, the amethyst is kind of all about breaking negative patterns, whether it be addiction or negative thought patterns. So we're going to set aside these cards for the moment, and we're going to take a look at what you think is going on, how you're perceiving the situation. As I told pile one, the reason why I'm doing this is partially as an energy check, which we kind of did that a little bit. Like the anchor card doesn't sound like anything that you are currently going through, you know, if you're not having awakenings in terms of your behavior in love or what have you, or even relationships with other people, then maybe this isn't for you, but go ahead and stick around if you need to, just to take a look at the rest of this energy check. The other reason we take a look at how you are perceiving the situation is also just like often when we're confused, we're usually in two minds about a situation, and this will help you to kind of determine like what you are actually thinking when you're not being influenced by fears or outside people. So that being said, let's go ahead and see how you are perceiving the situation. Spirit, how is pile 2 perceiving their situation? Spirit, how is pile 2 perceiving their situation? Okay. Ooh, don't do that. This is like the most unsteady camera stand, and I haven't yet gotten a new one yet. Clouds, confusion, yeah. Card number 6. Spirit, how is pile 2 perceiving their situation? Dog. And clover. Interesting. Okay. So for significant numbers, we have 35, we have 6, we have 18, and we have 2. I feel like you might not be asking about a romantic partner. You could be asking about a friend. Or you could be asking about someone who is a romantic interest, but you're not together. You are only friends. It could be a crush. So let's go ahead and get into it. So clouds is definitely about confusion. Clouds is confusion and occasionally anger mixed in with the confusion. Dog is a loyal friend. In particular, dog talks about a loyal friend that the other people around you kind of disown or dislike. But this person is loyal to you regardless. And then number 2, clover, is actually about serendipity and just trusting the universe. This is pretty straightforward. You have someone on your mind. They are currently in a friend-esque category. Okay? There's nothing here that strongly suggests romantic interest. So this is someone that maybe they are your friend or you consider them a friend. And your confusion, I feel like, is around like whether or not this person is loyal to you, and it's because other people do not like this person. Other people in your circle dislike this person or they talk badly of them. And it creates a lot of confusion inside of you. I also kind of like, these almost look like they're connecting to each other. The anchor and this tree here, they almost look like they're connecting to each other. And I feel like the mermaid kind of looks like she's looking up at this person, trying to figure them out, but the person isn't looking at them. You maybe aren't talking to them right now. You are maybe observing them from afar. Also, she's underwater and that dog is clearly on land. You could feel like you're in 2 separate worlds. You could have a lot of actual physical distance between the 2 of you. Also, just the amount of green on that clover card is really sticking out to me. I feel like you're kind of in this place where you have a lot of confusion about someone. You don't know whether or not you can trust them. You don't know whether or not they're your friend. The people around you don't necessarily like them or they talk ill of them. And so I also feel like they're not necessarily moving towards you and you're not necessarily moving towards them. You're both just kind of like chilling. Now again, this is your perception. You perceive yourself as chilling, you perceive them as chilling. You don't know if you can trust them. And it's because other people don't seem to like them. The other thing too with that clouds card is I feel like your own intuition might be telling you it's fine. They're fine. They're not bad. But you're just constantly bombarded by this negative feedback about this person. And it almost engulfs that voice. It almost silences that voice. So, if this sounds like you, if this sounds like your situation, let's go ahead and get into the tarot. And let's see what's actually going on. Okay. Spirit, what is actually going on in pile 2 situation? What is actually going on in pile 2 situation? Okay. Interesting. Because these came out exactly on top of each other, I'm going to take them like that. That will be its own little mess. What is going on? I just heard the word temptation. You might feel like this person is a temptation to you, which is why you feel more comfortable listening to other people rather than making your own decision about them. God, we have a lot of cards coming out here. We'll get into the signs and numbers in a second. What's the reality of pile 2 situation? What's actually going on in pile 2 situation? Empress in reverse. There's just a lot of feminine energy here too. We have the Queen of Cups and we have the Empress in reverse. And the Page of Swords. Okay. So for numbers, we have number 15 with the Devil, we have number 1 with the Magician, and we have number 3 with the Empress. For signs, we have Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, more Capricorn, Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So no sign in particular sticks out to me, but there is a lot of air energy. There is a lot of mental energy going on about this situation, a lot of thinking. We have 2 pages here. We have 2 pages, a Queen, the Empress. An overwhelming amount of feminine energy just here. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the actuality of your situation. So this little mess we have right here. We have the Queen of Cups. You know what? I did not notice this Gemini symbol next to the Cancer symbol. So Gemini energy is sticking out a little bit more. But we have the Queen of Cups, and she came out with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse and the 8 of Pentacles underneath her. And we have the Devil in reverse right here. So I feel like this person is someone that you largely overestimated when you met them. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse, like that's making me think of like someone who is unskilled, someone who is very green, is what I just heard. So like very fresh, very new, unskilled. But Queen of Cups, when I saw that Queen of Cups, I heard came on strong. And then with the Eight of Pentacles underneath, Eight of Pentacles is perfectionism and being very, very hard at work. So yeah, when you met this person, this is someone who was not really on your radar. They really weren't on your radar. You really didn't give them much of a thought. You may have met them in a work or college situation or a volunteering situation for some of you. But they were someone that you maybe kind of felt like they weren't shit, to be honest. But yeah, this is someone who came on super strongly. With the Devil in reverse, you viewed this person as temptation. Or just something bad, something to not get involved with. However, with your current energy, we have the Magician coming out with the Five of Swords in the reverse. You are getting out of an energy of being confused with the Five of Swords in reverse. You are coming out of a confused energy and wanting to take action. However, with the Empress in reverse, there is the Empress in reverse, and then next to her is the Page of Swords. Oh, I forgot to look at the bottom of the deck energy. I'm sorry. Let's look at that real fast. Okay, bottom of the deck energy is Ace of Swords in the reverse. You're getting out of an energy of being confused. You do want to take action. And even with the Magician here, you have the ability to do it. You have more power in this situation than what you think you do. But with the Ace of Swords in the reverse, you aren't going to. Ace of Swords in reverse is you're probably not going to take action. The Empress in reverse indicates that there is a mother wound that you need to work on. There is a mother wound that you need to work on. Also, with the Empress in reverse coming out with the Page of Swords, this is going to be for some of you, but not all of you. There is someone that you highly respect, someone that you might view in a maternal sense, or they could be a mom, or they have that creatrix, that Empress energy. and they're giving you bad advice. They're giving you advice from a place where they don't actually have your best interest at heart. The Empress also makes me think of Cancer energy. And I think it's really interesting that we have the Magician with the Devil in reverse and the Empress in reverse on either side of it, because the Devil is Capricorn energy. The Empress, even though it shows a Gemini symbol on that card, it really makes me think of Cancer energy, and those two things are opposites. Capricorn can be thought of as like strong daddy energy, and Empress or Cancer is strong mommy energy. Um, and you know, Aries is the child of the zodiac. It could be parents that you're getting bad advice from, or it could be your own parents that you, whose dynamic gave you not great ideas when it comes to love, relationships, relating to other people. I'm actually getting that really strongly. I'm getting very, very strongly that the lens in which you previously viewed this situation came from the shadow aspect of the things that you may have learned from your father, the negative things that you learned from your father, and then the continuing lack of anything with this situation is going to be due to the shadow aspects of things that you learned from your mother. You need to work on all of this. Also, with the Queen of Cups, that kind of indicates to me that you might in fact have stronger feelings for this person. You might in fact have deeper feelings for this person, but because maybe love wasn't modeled to you very well, maybe you had a really bad situation, romantically, whatever it is, you see, with the Five of Swords in reverse, you don't have to be confused. That's the thing. You don't have to be confused. You know the truth of the situation, and you know that you know the truth. And you have power. Much more power in this situation than you realize. But yeah, Page of Swords, I mean, that is a message. But because we have the Ace of Swords in reverse, that tells me that either you're not going to share the message or you're not ready to. I'm pretty sure when we flip over your oracle cards, they're going to talk about inner child healing and working on the root chakra, probably. With the amethyst there and the fact that I felt the need to mention addiction, and the devil can be addiction. The devil can indicate that. So that could be an issue as well that you need to first deal with. And maybe that will give you clarity in this situation. But let's go ahead and turn over. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn over your cards. You have 5. And see what we have here. So we have Mandrake with impassive. We have Witch Hazel with sensitivity. We have Basil with reconciliation. So what that Page of Swords suggests you ought to do. We have number 29, conscious eating nourishes me. The 29 really stuck out to me, so maybe you're 29. And then we have dreaming 11, be aware of your dreams. So if you are confused, Your dreams could have messages for you in terms of this person. Also, with conscious eating nourishes me coming out, you could need to be eating better. If you have unhealthy eating patterns as a way to cope, you need to address that. Spirit's asking you to address that, or to simply just focus more on your physical health and your diet. So impassive, Mandrake with impassive kind of makes me feel like someone who, once again, feels like they don't have any power, but in actuality, you have more power than you think you do. Sensitivity in specific is, again, making me think about that intuition that is trying to speak to you and you're just not listening. You could drink to drown out your intuition. That's one random thought I just had. Or you could, use other substances to kind of like keep those intuitive thoughts at bay. Maybe you realize that you're intuitive and it bothers you for one reason or another. I am not passing judgment. Everyone copes in the ways that they cope, and we all have our own paths that we need to walk. With the reconciliation card here, if you have been feeling the urge to want to reconcile with this person, to want to reach out and talk to them, Spirit's urging you to go ahead and take it. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of like, just in general, listening to your intuition and realizing your own power. Realizing that you don't have to listen to all the other people who are around you. You have to listen to yourself first and foremost. Pile 2. And if you want to reconcile with this person, if you want to talk to them again, you know what? Not everyone needs to know about it necessarily. If you're kind of still in a place where like you want to reach out to this person, but you don't really know, and you feel like, a lot of people are not going to agree with it, you don't have to tell everybody. The other thing I'm thinking of here is 29. When you add the 2 and the 9 together, you get number 11 right here. And number 11 does kind of, or the Gemini symbol does kind of look like the number 11. So maybe number 11 is very significant to you. Maybe you'll reconcile with this person on the 11th. Maybe you'll reconcile with them in November. I'm also just feeling like a not exhausted, but like just a tired energy. I'm feeling the energy of someone who I'm kind of preaching to the choir. You know what you need to do. You already, all these things that I'm telling you, none of this is new to you. This is really just confirmation more than anything else about whatever you need to do in regards to this person. So, we're just going to do one last thing, which is getting messages from your person, in case you need that one last little boost to figure out whether or not you want to try and talk to them again. There's been no real card that's indicated that you guys necessarily had a falling out. You just don't know what to think. It's the problem. So, Spirit, messages to pile 2 from pile 2's person. Messages to pile 2 from pile 2's person. We are more alike than I admit. I got a slight chill when I read that too. So, like, that might be something that you kind of have also thought. Messages to pile 2 from pile 2's person. Yes, it is too late. So, some of you, it might be too late, and it's because you won't talk. I need to focus on my healing. Okay. This card in particular came out in pile 1. When I was first going through the pile selection, I kind of heard that pile 1 and pile 2 might be mirroring each other. But this is the only card that you two had in common. However, pile 1 got a big message of not focusing on the person that they're observing, but focusing on their own healing. Pile 1 also involved like a situation where the two people really aren't talking. So if you felt called to go to pile 1, I would go ahead and watch that one too. That might give you some insight as to what the other person is experiencing. But yeah. I feel like for pile 2, I feel like this is a very, very split pile. I feel like not all of you are mirroring. I feel like that's only going to be some of you that are in this pile and you're mirroring. And I feel like it's only some of you that it's too late, but not all of you. You need to really feel into yourself and feel with your intuition what you need to do. However, even if it turns out it is too late, you don't know unless you reach out. You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. Okay? So, pile 2, that is all I have for you. Thank you for coming to your reading. I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I will see you again soon. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you resonated with the black tourmaline, if you resonated with the number 3 or the ship card, welcome. Or you could have resonated with the timestamp. The timestamp did show mirroring numbers, so I'm going to be interested to see what comes out in your reading. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's make sure I didn't accidentally drop burning sage onto my floor. No, I did not. Okay. All right. So the ship typically talks about travel and foreign investments. What that has to do with another person, I do not know, or you may have been coming to this reading not really asking about another person, but we're about to get all that figured out. Black tourmaline is also a good protective stone. So we're going to set these oracle cards aside for the moment, and we're going to find out what you, pile 3, think is going on. Okay. What does pile 3 believe is going on? What does pile 3 believe is going on, please, Spirit? Okay. What does pile 3 believe is going on? Interesting. Do you have no opinions? Pile 3? Like, what? That's a lot. That's way too much. We're not going to take all that. Okay, no. Apparently you have opinions. What does pile 3 believe is going on? Okay. We're going to, that's a lot more cards than I want to deal with, but that's fine. We will do that. Okay. All right, so for major numbers, we have 3, 28, 34, 15, 30, and 23. Lots of 3s. There was also lots of 3s in your timestamp, so. Okay. So, unlike the other piles, I feel like if you're here, you are not necessarily here about a situation that has to do with another person. Or it's a situation where it's not like the relationship or the other people involved in the situation isn't really what's actually on your mind. What's actually on your mind is far more personal matters. So, what I'm seeing here, as far as your perception is concerned, I see that you're kind of in a situation that might feel a little bit bigger than you, but you're trying to keep your head about you. You're trying to keep your wits about you. You might have a little bit of an intuition about what's going on, or you might be having a lot of intuition about what's going on. Maybe it's blending a little bit with your anxiety, and you don't really know what to listen to. You could be making yourself sick, or you could be noticing a decline in your health because you're not sure what to listen to. I feel like you're having kind of an internal argument between your logical mind and your intuition. Your health is in disarray. It could have to do with a financial situation or something in your material realm. Especially with ship. Ship it can represent business. I feel like for pile 3, you are trying to figure out whether or not to leave a job. I feel like you're trying to figure out whether or not to leave a job. And your perception the reason I'm not getting a lot of cards in terms of like the situation itself is because your perception is currently being very, very filled up by things that are incredibly personal to you. Your own logic, your own intuition, your own abundance, your own health or lack of health in this case, your own anxiety. You are so filled up by like all this stuff going on internally that you have to deal with, that's immediate, that's right now, that's personal to you, that you don't even have the room to perceive a situation. But how it's affecting you is what's making you wonder about leaving and doing something else. It may be the reason you're doubting your intuition is because logically you look at the amount of money you currently make. You might make a lot of money right now and it causes you to doubt your intuition. Even though you can clearly see that you are sick or you are anxious or you are worried and you're anything but content right now. So, also your current situation might feel a little like a David and Goliath situation. You may have always been able to rely on your logical mind and your ability to outwit others in order to continue being in the situation that you're in. If you're in a workplace like that, by the way, like it is horrible that you feel like you have to do that. I am so sorry that you feel like that you have to constantly be two steps ahead of the other people you work with, if that's in fact your situation. That's just not healthy. Like, no wonder you're sick. No wonder you were always sick. And I heard don't want to be there. We haven't even gotten to the tarot yet, and I already feel the need to remind you that no amount of money is worth your health. The money ends up meaning nothing if you have to use the money to fix your health. If you make a lot of money and you're constantly at the doctor, you're constantly having to use it to fix your health, then maybe that's a really big indicator that you need to fix how you are receiving money, and your health will automatically fix itself. That sounded really disjointed, I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at tarot and see what's actually going on, because like I said, you seem just like you're kind of drowning in how things are affecting you. And so it's not a surprise to me that you were drawn to that black tourmaline. You might have a lot of protection right now from your spirit guides, and they could be urging you to move along. And I'm feeling like I really want to tell you to move along from whatever you're doing right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot and see what we have here. Okay. What is actually going on in pile 3 situation, Spirit? What is actually, okay, we have strength in reverse. Yep, that doesn't surprise me. I just heard never stand up for yourself. So maybe you never stand up for yourself. We have the star in the reverse. Might I note that these are two opposite signs? We have death in the reverse. Jesus. Yeah, you're resisting a change that you need to make. We have 7 of Swords in the reverse. That's not good. And we have the 6 of Cups in the reverse. with the world in the reverse coming out on the bottom. Okay. So for numbers, we have 21, 13, 17, and 11. So with the world in the reverse, that indicates a chapter that needed to be closed a long time ago. A change that you needed to make a long time ago. And with the death in the reverse here, yeah, that once again like indicates like this stuck energy, this not wanting to make a change that you know you need to make, because you have strength in the reverse here, you have the star in the reverse, you do not stand up for yourself, you don't feel good about yourself, you feel like if anyone pays attention to you, they only pay attention to what goes wrong, if anything at all. Oh, also we have Leo energy here, we have Aquarius energy here, Scorpio energy here, Aquarius energy here, more Scorpio energy. Those are all fixed signs. That's all fixed energy. Then we have Aquarius and Scorpio out here twice. The world is Sag energy. But yeah, like Scorpio and Aquarius in your chart could be really significant. But yeah, you don't feel good about yourself. You don't stand up for yourself. You feel like everyone only pays attention to what goes wrong, and I feel like it's causing you to only pay attention to what is wrong. And you need to make a change, but you are super resistant to this change. But you need to make it. It is fitting that this kind of conversation is being had during a reading that I'm doing during Venus retrograde, because everyone thinks of love when it comes to Venus retrograde, but Venus also rules money. Venus also rules money. And in this case, self-love. With the Seven of Swords in the reverse here, coming out with the Six of Cups in reverse, when I saw the Seven of Swords, it made me... So if this is a job situation and you're thinking about leaving, everything in you is telling you to leave, but you make really good money, this isn't going to be for all of you, but I see some of you getting let go. And that is not a good feeling. So if that resonates with you, like if you're like, oh God, yeah, I am on my last leg at my job, this is Spirit telling you that you need to make the decision on your own to go before you get let go. Because getting let go always looks a lot worse than voluntarily leaving a job. It also feels worse. And if your health is already on the decline, if you're already struggling with anxiety, if you're already struggling with poor mental health, waiting until you get fired is not going to do you any favors. It is not going to put you in a place where you feel like you're going to be able to get another job. Because the Seven of Swords, especially in the reverse, is about getting caught. It's about being cornered. Okay. Your situation is going to only get worse than it already is. My fingers are tingling. I don't know if you work with your hands a lot. And then with the Six of Cups in the reverse, yeah, that shows a lack of reciprocity. Staying where you currently are is not what you need to do. You need to go. You need to make a move. Because even if, like, say, like, you don't necessarily get fired, like, say you have a position of authority, maybe you don't get fired, but maybe you get, demoted. Again, that doesn't feel good either. Also, that would actually make a lot more sense with the Six of Cups in the reverse, because that would mean a lack of give and take. There's a lack of respect, a lack of an equal power dynamic, possibly within your workplace. Like if you do have a power dynamic issue in your workplace, it's only going to get worse. For the few of you that this is talking about a relationship, though that's going to be very few of you, but for the few of you where this is talking about a relationship, the advice stands. You need to go, it's only going to get worse. No person and no job is worth your mental health. Your mind needs to stay healthy, because if your mind starts to go, it will affect everything else. The mind, the soul, and the body are all connected. I don't care that Western medicine has not caught up to that concept yet. They are all connected. If you get sick because of stress, you should already know that. Okay, so we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. Hopefully we have some gentler messages here, some hope, some things for you to focus on. But yeah, I'm getting just a really strong, you need to move on to another situation message. That's just coming through so strongly. And with you resonating with the ship card, it's already on your mind. Don't be afraid. Just take the leap. 34. Okay, we have 4 cards for you. You're the only one that got 4 cards rather than 5. So let's see what we have for you here. So we have elderflower with warding, onion with tears. This specifically made me think of gossip as well. We have number 35 with my home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. Did we have 35 among your cards? No, we didn't. We had 34. Okay. And then we have rhythm, number 28. Tune into the natural rhythm of life. Okay. Yeah, this once again is kind of going back to indicating that you need to be at the very Jesus. Okay. So at the very least, you need to be protecting yourself. At the very least, you need to be protecting yourself. You need to be letting yourself feel feelings if you've been avoiding your feelings. On the other side of that, if you've been letting other people's opinions affect you, you need to cut that out too. Other people's opinions are ultimately none of your business. And other people's opinions are going to always, always, always be based in their own experiences and their own perception. And their opinions are not a reflection of the truth. They almost never are. With rhythm here, I'm also getting the feeling like if you play an instrument or you're just really into music, I feel like spirit is wanting you to like go back to playing an instrument as a form of therapy. Maybe you've been thinking about going towards a career where you would be working with music. That could be indicated here. And then my home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. So for those of you where this is maybe talking more about a home situation or a living situation, this is just a reminder that your home needs to be where you go to have a reprieve from the rest of the world. Your home is where you go to rest. Your home is supposed to reflect you, make you feel good, make you feel safe. If your home doesn't do those things for you, maybe you need other people to get out of your home. Maybe you need to go somewhere else. If this is a work thing, then maybe you need to be spending more time at home and not be doing overtime at work. Maybe if you can financially afford to do so, leave work, take a month if you can financially afford to do so, and just spend time in your home and getting to know yourself again, getting back into your hobbies again. But yes, also rabbits might be a symbol for you. I don't know why it took so long for me to think of the word symbol, Jesus. I feel very drained in this reading, and that could be how you're feeling. You're also going to be the only reading where we don't do the. No, we're going to do it. I don't really know why we're doing it, but we're going to do it. So for the other ones where they were dealing with a person, we were getting messages. I still feel the need to do that for you, even though another person doesn't seem to be a huge part of your reading. So if you don't feel like you need a message from a person, or if there's not a person somewhere in your mind, go ahead and skip over this part and have a great day. I will see you again soon. If that's not the case, go ahead and stick around and we will go ahead and take a look at these cards. So if there is a person that is on your mind that you need a message from, go ahead and focus on that person. Spirit, what messages do we have for pile 3 from a person? Messages for pile 3, please. I don't know what to say. Okay. Messages for pile 3, please. I fantasize about. Okay, geez. Maybe a person is part of why you haven't left this job. Because we did have tears there. And tears can be about listening to other people's opinions. Maybe you're holding on to a job because of a person. And that could be what that 6 of Cups in reverse is indicating. Maybe there was someone who made you feel really good about yourself, and they're suddenly not there anymore. Leaving you hurt me too. Maybe some of you are using work as a way to cope. Either way, I don't see any reason you need to stay where you currently are. I see no reason for you to stay. You need to make a change. For your own sake, pile 3, you need to make a change. You need to love you enough to do what's best for you. And money is almost never going to be the answer, not when the opposition is health. We never choose money over health. It's not a good decision. You can always make more money. It is much harder to improve your health. Okay? So that is all I have for you, pile 3. Thank you for coming to your reading. I'm sorry if I came off a bit harsh in the beginning. Or in the middle. That was not really my intention. So thank you for bearing with me if you made it this far. I hope this was helpful to you. I really hope you make a decision that is good for you. Like, there is literally no reason to stay at a job that you hate. So, or to continue working with people who don't show you respect. There's no reason to do it. All right, so that is all I have for you. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye.